Hello, everyone. Hello, testing? Okay. Okay. Hello, everyone. This is Risa. Thank you so much for joining me on this live stream or for watching the VOD later on. I hope everyone's having a good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Today we're doing something. Finally, we're at the end of Clear's route, and we're gonna go through. I think we went through part of the good ending last time, and then today we're gonna go through the rest of the good ending and also the bad ending. If there's one thing that Nitro Plus Chiral is known for, is it's their bad endings. And if you have not played Dramatical Murder before, or any other Nitro Plus Chiral games, you will, I think, even with just Clear's bad ending, will be able to see why they are notorious for their bad endings. And there is a reason that they're notorious for it. And so, yeah. So one very obvious sign for this stream, obviously, that means major spoilers everywhere, because this is the finale. This is the ending. We have finally finished Clear's route, at least in the main Dramatical Murder game, because there is also Reconnect, and that expands on both his good and bad endings. And I recommend it if you're able to figure out a way to do it. If not, there are technically transcripts that you can read, because it's not, you can't really, you can buy the Japanese version, technically. You can do that. I think that's what I would be allowed to say on stream. But, yeah. So, but I believe also transcripts are available to be read, so you can read it if you would like. But if you ever get the chance to play Reconnects, and are able to figure out how to set it up, then it is a interesting. For me, it felt like it was worth it to see the extended ending. So for me it was good. It may not be good for everyone, because there is a reason that it is notorious. So, and then I guess the other fun thing about Dramatical Murder's good and bad endings is that in the original anime, they focused only on the good endings, or at least modifications of the good endings. They had to adapt it, so of course it's gonna be fussy things. But they also released a very short OVA, I think it was like 30 minutes or 20 minutes, that was literally just like barely modified versions or barely censored versions of the bad endings. And that was kind of, I don't know how to describe if it was good or bad, because it was very short. You know what? It's OVA. So it is allowed to be short. But yeah. So let me finish shopping and let us get started on technically the rest of the good ending / the epilogue, and also get started on the bad ending. Is this a good face for that? This would be a good face for the bad ending. Alright. Okay. With Oval Tower destroyed, Platinum Jail ceased to function. Okay, that might be too much in the way. but thanks to prompt intervention from the mainland, the chaos was quickly resolved. The tower collapsed because of a malfunction in Platinum Jail's central control system. Beyond that, details were scarce. So, because I don't know how long it'll take for us to get to, say, Ren Albacé's route, FYI, the quote-unquote the malfunction in the Platinum Jail central control system, that was Say. Because he's like, I am tired of this bullshit. Actually, we don't really know. We're sure he's tired of the bullshit. So, by some miracle, everyone in the tower managed to escape with, at most, minor injuries. Apparently, they all received a message alerting them before the building's collapse. I'm guessing that's like the other people and not like Toei. Oh, there we go. Yeah. However, a number of people, including Toei himself, are still missing. The incident brought Toei's mind control research to light. The celebration, which was a cover for his largest experiment yet, was cancelled. Yippee! Yay! So, okay, well, technically Alba didn't. His twin brother did. But yay, we took down the big bad billionaire! Whoopee! Dang, if only it was that easy. I mean, granted, we don't know what happened to Say after he did this, but in these routes, but, yay? Yay, maybe? It might have put all of Midoriyama under his control. The Toei Corporation's products and services, including All Mates, were transferred to other corporations. I have a feeling that would take a very long time to happen. Not like immediately, so this is probably a while. Rhyme 2 changed hands. Usui was replaced. And thus, bit by bit, the shadow of the Toei Corporation was lifted from a town. Yippee again! Yay! Again, if only it was that easy. Damn it. Now the people of Midoriyama are working hard to return it to its former glory. Kojaku is still dressing hair like usual, and I often hear rumors of Noise's activities. I haven't heard a word from Mink, but it'd take a lot more than that to put him down. Mizuki regained consciousness. He hasn't been released from the hospital yet, but he always looks so happy when I go visit it. When I go to visit. As for me, those awful headaches are gone now. Completely. It's almost like I never had them. I know there was a theory on why this happened, but I don't quite remember what the theory was. Because the headaches go away in Alba/Ren's route because he accepts desire, woo, or something like that. But in this case he doesn't, so I don't quite know. The sensation in my hair has started to fade too, together with his presence inside me. Oh, I'm guessing, I don't know, did Desire die along with Say? That wouldn't make sense, because Desire is not part of Say. Desire is just part of Alba. I can tell he's still- oh, never mind. I can tell he's still there, but it's kind of like he's sleeping, deep inside my heart. I'd be lying if I said I had no worries at all, but despite everything, things have been I'm gonna read, I swear. Sorry. I'd be lying if I said I had no worries at all, but despite everything, things have been shockingly calm since the incident. About a month after I returned to the old residential district, I begged Mr. Haga for time off and locked myself away in my room to focus on repairing Clear. Okay. I feel like all that stuff didn't happen, like all the stuff with like Midoriyama and like the Lord Corporation and the All Mates and stuff. I don't think all that happened in a month. That sounds pretty impossible to happen in a month. I feel like that probably happened over the course of several months, generally speaking, but like within a month is when Clear Alba asked for time off to fix Clear. I only left my room to eat, bathe, and use the toilet. Unsurprisingly, Granny dragged me out and asked me what I was doing. I'm fixing one of the robots that Toei made. Like, one of the robots that was being assigned to, you know, brainwash everyone. I tried to dodge the question at first, knowing she'd be mad, but eventually I gave in and told her about Clear. Which, by the way, Clear is a full-grown ass, is a robot the size of a full-grown human. How did Tai-san never notice, or Granny never notice that Clear, like a broken Clear, was just hiding in Alba's room? Because like Asian parents are not known for like, you know, especially yeah. I don't know how she would not notice Clear there. Like, maybe the Usagi Mokodokis could hide easily, but not Clear. Clear would not be able to hide easily. She wasn't mad at all. She even told me she'd ask a friend of hers for help. Hey. It made me so happy to hear her say that. I really wanted to fix him myself, but I'd reached the limit of my abilities in that department. Yes, DIY your boyfriend back together. Alright. This was my only hope of getting Clear back. A whole year has passed since we sent Clear to Granny's friend, who I believe was another former Toei worker. My life has pretty much gone back to normal, though in the back of my mind, there's always a hope that someday Clear will come back to me.
いいから言うこと聞けって言ってんだろ。
The terrible trio flees, screaming from the shop.
たく
I sigh and look around the store. Everything is a mess thanks to those stupid kids.
ああ
As usual, those three keep dropping in to cause trouble. No matter how many times I yell at them, they always come back for more. I guess you could say it's a sign that things are peaceful in the old residential district. That doesn't make it any less annoying, though. Why is this so big? I don't know why this is so big. Okay, there we go. Alright. That doesn't make it any less annoying, though. Taking pity on Junker, I kneel down and start cleaning up the mess. I feel like I've done this before. That's right, the time I chased the kids out of the store and went back outside to investigate the trash. Crash. That was when I met Clear. Oh. He'd fallen off the roof. I wait, but no crash comes. Oh. Of course, I know better, but it still makes my heart ache. I go back to cleaning, trying to distract myself. Nothing stays the same forever. Things change, like it or not. I need to move forward too. Don't worry, your robot boyfriend's still here.
どうだい そうですね。おそらくこれでもう大丈夫だと思いますが。しかし驚きましたね。脳回路の 98% にダメージを負っていたんですよ。普通ならまず廃棄です。
Dang. Wait, so there was only like 2% of clear left? How the heck? How do you salvage something like that? Is that even possible? I guess maybe like if you have really, really, really good forensics tools.
それをここまで復旧させてしまうなんて、私にはできません。
Exactly.
半年かかっちまったけどね。それに私がやったのはあくまでも基盤を修理しただけだよ。そこから先の移植作業はお前の腕だ。
You know what? Fair. Yeah, because fixing Clear's hardware would be easier than fixing the software. Because like at least with hardware you can see all of it. Software.
いえ、その半年の作業が奇跡的だということですよ。それにしても移植元の個体が比較的綺麗な状態で見つかってよかった。同シリーズの個体だったので作業もスムーズに進みましたし。
Wait, framework? Oh, I'm guessing that means probably like the operating system for Clear? Okay. Yeah, so I guess if she was just working on the operating system, and then he did all the transferring of the data. Yeah, you know what? Both would be very difficult. Well, I mean, I guess, like... This is a fascinating topic to consider, how you would repair a computer that's like 98% damaged. Okay.
東映がバカみたいに大量生産してたからね。あんなのがうじゃうじゃあちこちに蔓延してたのかと思うとゾッとするよ。
So they just managed to find a random alpha.
確かに。
Or random.
それではちょっとテストを兼ねて起動させてみましょうか。
Oh wait, no. If I remember from Reconnect, the current Clear is now like mostly made up of a mishmash of a couple different alphas parts. Yeah, if I recall correctly, he wasn't like a singular alpha. He was like a couple different parts from a couple different alphas. The body, I mean. A clarification. In the text that is what it says. However, when they get down and dirty in Reconnect, we don't see any of the signs of that. So the text and the CG art are slightly different in the explanation, I guess.
どうした？
それが確かにここに寝かせておいたのに。
Yeah, it's creepy when robots do that, you know, if we think about it. Like, cute. It's a good thing Clear is cute, but, yeah, rogue robots are kind of... did not age well.
ただいま。
Remember to lock the door, right? When I get home from work and open the front door, I find the house still and silent.
あれ？ばあちゃん？
No answer. Maybe she went out? I take off my shoes and head up to my room. Side note, I do love that Granny has, like, friends. And, like, a lot of them. I take off my shoes and head up to my room. The first thing I do after I get to my room is close the curtains that I left open this morning. What's that sound? I open the sliding glass door to the balcony. A gentle breeze caresses my cheek. Dusk has come to the town. I squint as I approach the handrail. I hear something. A song? Is someone singing? I can barely make it out, but there's something about it. This melody. I lean over the handrail, scanning the area. I check between the houses. I check the shadows of the telephone poles. I check the street corners and signs. Ah! Ah! He's back! Ah! And then, finally... I see something on the roof of a house not too far away. Dang, so clear. Did you, like, project your voice to just Alba's room, or how did you do that? A solitary figure sitting on the roof, silhouetted by the setting sun. The silhouette looks a bit strange, but it's probably the umbrella. The song keeps going. If I listen closely, I can hear each note. Kind and gentle, soft and clear. I lose myself in the melody. He called it the Jellyfish Song. And now, it's a song of reunion. Aww. As the song slowly comes to an end, the figure holding the umbrella turns towards me. So does that mean that they also found a new lab coat? Because, like, the lab coat also got damaged too. And the scarf too, I think. My vision blurs. He's smiling at me.
声が聞こえたので来ました。青葉さん。
And then I think it's gonna be credits. Okay. I still... despite several things being outdated now in just 10 years, I think I do still find... And, like, obviously, my thoughts on like, artificial intelligence now is slightly different from before, with how complicated things are now. But, like, I think at the end of the day, I still like Clear's route a lot because of just, like, the feelings in it. So even though there's critical stuff, like, even though there's stuff to criticize, and even though stuff is outdated, some stuff is weirdly not outdated, unfortunately. Some stuff is still relevant, which kind of sucks. So the stuff that is still relevant, you know, that would be nice to be not relevant anymore, those kind of suck. Obviously, it's not a reflection of the game. The things that are outdated, those suck. The treatment of some of the other characters, you know, obviously that sucks. But, like, I do feel like Clear's route is, like, whoops, wrong emoji. I do feel like Clear's route is just, like, the emotionalness that I felt the first time playing around, it cannot be expressed. Like, when I got to the ending. And, you know what? I am wondering, I think I can potentially show some of the safe parts. Okay, depending on how much time there is to the stream, which I do think we will have a lot of time, actually. Yeah, you know what? Let me just... yeah, okay. So let's go to the bad ending. Okay. So yeah. So let's go to the bad ending, and then depending on how much time there is left after that, I believe Clear's bad ending, I should be able to play all of it. However, trigger warnings because the bad endings are very triggering, including Clear's. And to be honest, I don't quite understand Clear's bad ending, but it's pretty, oh no. It's a pretty, oh no, bad ending. It's a bad ending for a reason, but I don't quite understand it. And if there is time, I think I can show the safe for work portions of Clear's either one of the endings from Reconnect, because I do have Reconnect as well. Drink of water. I hope people are ready for the bad ending. Alright, so to get to the bad ending for Clear's route, all you have to do is click these in advance. So, it's easy as that. Ooh. Okay. I do kind of forgot what things we need to do at which point in time. Okay. Sparks. The screech of metal on metal. Oil sprays out like blood as the knife sinks into Clear's skull. Chips of skin fall to the floor. Okay, because I think what happens is that he doesn't unlock it right, and so he fails. I think that's what happens, if I recall correctly. Gritting his teeth, Clear digs around with the blade inside his head. Oil drips down his forehead and cheeks. The sight is horrible, but I can't take my eyes off him.
Clear. お前。ここから反撃開始だ。
Clear staggers to his feet, smiling fiercely through the oil covering his face. He tosses the knife aside and charges Alpha, who is just as shocked by all of this as I am. Suddenly, Alpha is on the defensive as Clear unleashes a flurry of punches. Hang on, I'm pretty sure this is supposed to... Almost like... Hold on, like he's running out of time. Hang on. Pieces fall from Clear's body each time he lands. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna skip forward until we get to the part where it's different enough. Clear glares at Alpha, gasping in pain. Oh, right, because... Okay, yeah, so in... Yeah, okay.
最後の悪あがきってとこだったのかな。でももうそろそろ動けなくなってきただろう。体、中も外もズタボロだもんね。あとは俺がゆっくり仕留めてやるよ。
Okay, yeah, because... Oh, whoops. Okay, alright, so kind of skip through that because, yeah, okay, he goes right to singing the song in the good ending. Okay. Would people want to read this? Oh, wait. Here is... Okay, like he's running out of time, pieces fall from Clear's body each time his blows lands. For an instant, I see him stumble. If he keeps this up, as if responding to my fear, Alpha throws a kick at the staggering Clear. Clear launches himself backward to avoid the blow. Ha, I'm honestly impressed you came up with something so crazy. Wait, I think I read this. Clear glares at Alpha, gasping in pain. Yeah, okay. I think I did play those. Alpha picks up the knife and saunters up to Clear.
お前がキーロックを破壊して 束の間の自由を手に入れたこのナイフでお前の自由を奪ってあげる。
くそ、放て。クリア、逃げろ。早く。
I struggle desperately to escape Alpha 2's grasp. But Alpha is already close enough to strike. Clear doesn't move.
お前の偽マスターが心配してるよ。いいの？
Okay, if he starts singing that I know I wound up in the good ending instead, which is not supposed to happen.
もう観念しちゃったか。それじゃあ一撃で仕留めてあげる。お前の方が旧型だけど中身はほぼ一緒だからね。外さないから安心して。
そろそろフィナーレか。連れて行け。
Toy has lost interest. He turns and heads toward the door at the back of the room. Uh-oh. Alpha 2 follows Toy, dragging me along. He's too strong to resist. Okay, we're in the bad ending.
クリア。
Oh.
それじゃあこれで本当のお別れ。
Alpha raises the knife with a cruel smile. And still, Clear doesn't move. Why? Is Alpha right? Have you given up? Why? Why won't you move?
クリア。
バイバイ、兄さん。
Just as Alpha prepares to strike, Clear spreads his arms and takes a deep breath. Wait, hang on. Wait. Clear gentility. Okay, let me... Okay, there we go. Okay, alright, perfect. Alright. Okay. I mean, it's not good, but, like, you know, okay. We're at the correct bad ending. Abruptly, the song stops. Clear falls to his knees, gasping.
クリア。
Uh-oh. I run to his side.
なんだ、脅かしやがって。
Oh, no. Don't do that too. Released from Clear's song, Alpha walks up to Clear and kicks him off his knees. Clear topples to the ground, limp, unresisting.
おい、連れて行け。
Someone grabs my arm and pulls me away. Alpha 2.
やめろ。触るな。
No.
クリアも回収しておけよ。
はい、マスター。
クリア。クリア。クリア。
But Clear doesn't respond. The last thing I see before Alpha 2 drags me away are Clear's eyes, staring into nothing. No. Okay. Alright, so now they're in the lab. I open my eyes to a world of white. The moving animation is uncomfy. White ceiling, white walls, white floor. This isn't the white of Oval Tower. This is colder, clinical. Maybe it's the beeping that makes it feel that way. I can't move, so I just stare vacantly at the ceiling. Tubes surround me, piercing my flesh, a swarm of tiny, hungry snakes. The tests are endless. I lost count of how many times they've got into my body. The pain was excruciating, I recall. The memory is distant. I no longer feel anything. All I have is this white world, empty, cut off. Here, life and death are the same. Yeah, and I believe it has been a couple months in this part. Alright. I believe all of it should be okay, because I believe any, woohoo parts are covered, I think. But if not, I will have this up here just in case. That's our image. Alright. Cool, super scary time, and instead you're looking at my sketches. Someone is here. Probably another scientist in a white coat. Okay, never mind. It's fine for now. But no, suddenly my world fills with color. In this empty world, he's like a brilliant light, the last ray of the sun that can touch me in this prison. There are 2 moles on his chin. The sight of them fills me with happiness. Wouldn't be so sure of that. So in here they were. So they fix his clothing. So they fix his clothing here too. He smiles.
今日から僕たちはずっと一緒です。東映から許可をもらいました。ずっと、ずっと。
Uncomfy. Very uncomfy.
あなたは僕のものです。
In some contexts, this could be cool or cute. Maybe not so much in this case. Oh, okay. Right, I think I do need the sensor image now, just in case. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so right now it's just bars. I could those steps. Yeah, so right now it's just bars. But I have a feeling once the other CG kicks in, I might need to have this covered. But maybe not. Okay, those footsteps. Clear. I lift my head, still in a daze. I can see only darkness. But I sense his approach.
おはよう、青葉さん。今日もいい天気ですよ。って言っても、ここからじゃわかりませんよね。
Oh, okay, Alba can still speak. So I guess he has not gotten rid of his voice yet. Okay. Claire gently strokes my cheek. His fingers are cold. I feel him move behind me. He embraces me tenderly from behind.
調子はどうですか？どこか痛いところは？順調みたいですね。よかった。青葉さんが辛いと僕も悲しいから。少しずつ進めていきましょう。急ぐことはないんですから。ね。
Okay, so trigger warning for anyone who does not know about this. There's amputation. there's some body modification horror implications, and Awa really does not look well. I mean, he looks worse in other endings, but he also doesn't look good in this ending either. Does he look worse in other endings? You know what? I would say, yeah, in Noise and Mink's bad endings, he looks pretty bad in there. Oh no, wait, he looks pretty bad in Ren's bad ending too. Yeah. You know what? The only one where he doesn't look bad is Fujaku's bad ending. Um, but yeah, this one's also pretty bad. But if all the parts and all the bits are covered, then I think I could show. But just trigger warning for not fun times. From my chest, Clear slides his fingers down to my stomach, then my thighs, then his touch is especially affectionate there, where my legs used to be. And there we go. That is exactly what I mentioned. Yeah. Yep. 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 Okay. Okay, so I think it's all covered. Okay, I think it's okay. Yeah, so it's all covered. Like, you can see his nipple, but, like, that's it. Yeah, it don't look good. Alright, I'll wait for it to keep scrolling up. Yeah, this doesn't look like a fun time. I mean, depending, you know. Yeah. Oh, so it scrolls all the way up. He calls my name, voice dripping with joy.
僕は人間にはなれません。でも、どうしても青葉さんとずっと一緒にいたかった。人って命があるからいつかは死んでしまうでしょ。僕は青葉さんがいなくなってしまうのは嫌です。だから。青葉さんを僕のものにしたいって東映にお願いしたんです。東映はデータさえ取れればあとは好きにしていいと言ってくれました。
Oh yeah, so the earlier test that was going on, that was Toei testing Alba's superpower. Scrap. Oh god. Do we want to know what ends up happening to Sei? Because, like, Sei is kind of at this point too, right? Because, like, yeah, if how Toei experimented on Alba was the same as how he experimented on Sei, I think we can kind of understand why Sei is like the way he is, which is kind of horrifying. Clear buries his face in my hair.
僕は人間にはなれない。だから、青葉さんに僕と同じになってもらいたい。
Okay, I will admit, even after having played it multiple times, I still don't quite understand why amputating equals making him more. I think it has something to do with being like a doll or something like that, but.
でもどうせなら、ずっと綺麗なまま。いや、もっと綺麗になってそばにいてほしい。人形のように。そのためには余計なものを取り払わないといけません。人形に意志は必要ありませんから。
I guess technically.
自由に動かせる手足は余計な可能性を生み出す。必要ありませんよね。
Oh, I guess, okay, Clear does also have, like, the free will situation going on with his themes and stuff like that, so I guess that makes sense.
目と足は終わりましたから、 次はこの腕ですよ。こんな風に意思表示をする悪い腕。
Oh boy. He also got rid of his voice, I believe. Oh. Sorry, I forgot about the blood warning. This time it's actual blood and not oil. Because it's, you know, it's Alba, who's a human. I also noticed. I don't know how well it translates on my screen on YouTube. But at least on my screen, Alba is now as pale as Clear. Usually Alba has a teeny tiny smidge of a shade more than Clear does, but now Alba is also super pale. Oh, although I will say, his nails look pretty nice. Like they look well manicured. Or like well taken care of, despite everything. Okay, I don't realize I'm grasping the bars until Clear pulls one of my arms away and kisses it, then bites down as hard as he can. I smell the faint scent of blood as he licks the wound with his moist tongue. The chain around my neck clinks softly. I feel no pain, no warmth, nothing at all. Oh, did he also get rid of, like, sensation? All I can do is breathe.
楽しみですね。僕の望み通りになった青葉さんはきっとすごく綺麗ですよ。僕だけの青葉さん。楽しみだ。
Oh boy. Clear's voice softens to a rapt murmur. Clear has changed. After the Alphas took him away, they repaired him according to Toei's instructions. Wait, prepared him, right? Oh, sorry. After the Alphas took him away, they repaired him according to Toei's instructions. He obeys his true master once more. But none of that matters to me now. Clear is my entire world. As long as Clear is happy, that's all that matters. As long as Clear is happy. Yeah, so... Yep. Yeah, he don't... Goodness. His chest is entirely concave. Does it just end like this? I think it just ends like this. Okay, yes, so I think it just ends like this. So, thoughts? Okay. At least, like, when it comes to my thoughts, I'm still like, I will admit, I am still trying to piece together how how Clear got the logic that Alba's gonna die eventually, so I'm gonna turn him into a doll, but because he doesn't need free will by cutting off his limbs. You know what, I think I can get the part about becoming a doll and getting, you know, limbs removed in that respect. I don't get how it connects from Alba eventually dying to the doll thing, because turning him into a doll and removing him of his free will is not going to make his life live any longer. But also, obviously, the other thing is, Clear has been reprogrammed. He's been reset. He's back to alpha mode. You know, with some Clear memories, obviously. But yeah, so he's mostly back to alpha mode. And after Toei was done with whatever testing they did on Alba, clearly that broke Alba's mind too. Yeah, I think. Oh, you know what? I've only played Reconnect once, so I may have to revisit that to see what up the additional context. Okay, you know what? I think. Yeah. Okay. And I'm also pretty sure I do remember seeing theories on like Tumblr and Reddit and other social media, like explaining more in depth of Clear's ending and the reasonings behind it, but don't have them here. But yeah, you know what? I think I will take a quick break so that I can set up Reconnect. Then we can do Reconnects, good and bad endings. Well, technically, Reconnect is only good and bad endings, but I can show the safer work parts of the good ending, I think. At least the parts that will, like, explain, like, the reasonings and additional context, as well as, some of the other thoughts and worries, because in the Reconnect good ending, you know what, I'll just get to that and show. My memory of Reconnect is not as great because I've only played it once, though. So, I will be right back. Hello. Test. Test. Okay. Let me try to. Hello, I am back, technically. Let me. Okay. Hopefully it appears. Alright. Not appear. Okay. Ah, here we go. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Oh yes, and yes, you guys will get to see the lovely. It has a completely different opening, so that's kind of cool. But it is a little bit of a hassle to set up, so if you're not all that tech savvy with it, it may be a bit of a struggle. Actually, you know what? Let's all go this. Fishes! Yeah, let's all show this since not many people have access to Reconnect or be able to play Reconnect. So, as usual, I have a warning to the side. Spoilers. So yeah. Yes, very spoilers. Yep, super spoilers. Because this also goes into Virus, Trip, and Alba's parents, which we don't see in the main game. At least not really. Man, isn't it cheerful? Absolutely nothing goes wrong in this game, right? Alright. Oh yeah, so I've technically... So, for anyone that has never heard of or seen Reconnect, in case you're wondering what Reconnect is, so after Dramatical Murder, super popular, I don't exactly know like the exact full details, but it did have a sequel, Reconnect. This one was never translated, as far as I know, legally. Don't ask how I got it. I'm sure you can find a way to be able to get it. If you do your research. It is a little bit of a hassle to get it up and running, which is why I had such a long break. But hopefully, if you are sticking around for this long, thank you. Thank you for your patience for this. But yeah, so I guess I wanted to show at least part of the safer work portion of Clear's good and bad endings in Reconnect because it gives some more information. And also has some new concerns and worries because, like, at the end of Clear's good ending, we're thinking, oh, Clear is fixed now. Now the worry is over Alba when he dies eventually. So yeah, but it brings up other concerns that we didn't think of. I mean, the writers obviously thought about it, but yeah. I do have to remember. Okay, this is Clear's, because that will wind up. Oh yeah. Okay, so another walkthrough of how Reconnect works, actually, might as well show you, is that the only thing this has, there's no actual, well, there is technically gameplay, minigames. So the funny thing is that actually, in all the Dramatical Murder, the only actual time where there's actual real gameplay is in the minigames in Reconnect. Because these minigames, some of them, I think one of them, once you get to the higher levels, it actually gets hard. So, just to show what it looks like. Who have I claimed? Yeah, so I've claimed almost everyone except these guys. Yeah, it gets very difficult. I don't know who's in these slots yet. I still haven't gotten there. But yeah, so there's an actual game hidden in here. But yeah, so basically, when you first enter in, you just see I believe you just see the spirals, you don't see any of the things. Obviously, you do see, like, those other things, right? Like the liner notes. This was this? This was a concert, I believe. Yeah, I think this was a concert? Or something like that. Actually, I'm pretty sure this was a concert. Either the concert or the rhythm game, because there's a rhythm game called Chiral Night, and also a concert called Chiral Night. I don't remember which one this one was referring to. But yeah, so basically, you just click into it, and the only thing that happens is that you see the stories for extended stories, like sequel extended stories. They redeem Mink, sort of, kind of, but also kind of mess up. I think in some parts, no, I think they redeem Mink in his Reconnect thing, but again, that's something most fans will not have access to, because this is rather difficult to acquire. But yeah, we do... Oh, this, I think, Mizuki, I don't remember what happens with Mizuki's route. I know what happens in Alba. Yeah, so, oh yeah, and when you hover over them, they have little sayings too. So Mizuki says, "Let's keep getting along, Alba." And Ren is, "Alba, let's go on a walk." Could you come a little closer? Yo, this is kind of embarrassing. I think he's referring to the fact that they're all in 8-bit sprites. You really are troublesome. Alba-san, I love you! I'll be waiting, Alba-san. Alba, over here. Okay. And Alba doesn't have anything. Oh yeah, and I believe this goes into Alba's thoughts. Oh, wait. Oh, okay, exact same. Oh, yeah, okay, I should get out of that. Alright, okay, so, to clear. pretty sure this was a good ending. I think. I don't quite remember. I think this was a good ending. And I believe there is like story and stuff that goes on first before it gets to the spicy part. So I think I should be able to stay, but I'm going to cut off right at the spicy part. I'm not actually going to continue through with it. Where's my sensor? Sensor image, where are you? Oh, there you are. Down here. Okay, sensor image. Okay, cool. Alright. I thought he'd never come back. That I'd never seen him again. So when his song reached my ear, I really thought I was just imagining it. Aw. Oh, let me adjust audio, hang on. Okay, but when I went out onto the veranda, I realized I was wrong. I was frozen at first, both with shock and, moreover, happiness. Oh yeah, so, one disclaimer, this is not a exactly appropriately acquired thing, so these are not official translations. I might cut. Yeah, okay. I was frozen at first, both with shock and moreover happiness. I watched him jump down the veranda. Veranda? I watched him. Sorry, I can read. I promise. Okay. My guy not working? Okay, it's working. Alright. I watched him jump down onto the veranda, my mouth gaping like an idiot. I couldn't handle the impact from his body, so we ended up falling in a heap. When I opened my eyes, all I saw was Clear smiling. Aww. And I asked myself, is this really not a dream? Am I just seeing things? Or could it be an alpha with the same face? They look exactly the same, so I could be totally wrong. In other words, I couldn't believe it. It was too much to take in. Stiffening up, I gently cupped his face. He smiled even brighter. Aww. And I took it all in. So they managed to find an alpha that also had the 2 moles? Huh. I knew the moment I touched him that he was back. Aww. Clear came back for me. Well, I mean, more like Grandma took it and fixed it and then brought him back. Well, okay, didn't bring Clear back. Clear came back on his own, even though technically he should have been powered off. I'm pretty sure that's something the devs did not think about. My eyes started to burn up. My nose and throat felt painfully dry. I couldn't keep from crying. I grabbed onto Clear's back with shaking hands, and despite my tears and runny nose, managed to rasp out a single phrase. Aww.
Hi. ただいま戻りました。 青葉さん。
Don't worry, there's more. It was after Oval Tower collapsed and Platinum Jail stopped functioning. I took Clear's body home and tried to repair him myself. I took extended leave from Haga-san's shop and shut myself in my room, hiding Clear in my closet. Oh, okay. Hiding Clear in my closet so Granny wouldn't know. Dang. The closet doesn't look very big though, I'll be honest. Clear's body was very complicated and I had no idea how he worked, so I knew at first glance that I couldn't do it. But, almost obsessively, I tried to fix him. I wanted to do it no matter what, even though I knew it was impossible for me. I stubbornly kept working on him for days. I researched different methods, tried them but failed, and kept breaking things in the process. No. That's like kind of almost worse. I had to fix him myself. Just that determination alone made me forget food and sleep. But... okay, so quick tangent. Whenever people show whenever media shows people like hacking or repairing computers or something like that, they always put the person in a dark room where the only light is a computer, and especially for hacking, like they're always in like a hoodie covering their entire face with a mask, even though they're supposedly in their own home, again, with all the lights dark, and like, ooh, secret evil hacking, or ooh, secret evil repairs, or something like that. However, when you're working with technology and equipment, and you want to have as much light as possible to be working with hardware. So, like, and also, when it's all dark and the only light you have is blue light, it kind of hurts your eyes more, too. So this is very funny that they're using this CG to explain it, so to speak. Because this would be a terrible way to be able to fix Clear. No wonder you never got it fixed yourself. You were doing it in the dark. You couldn't see where his wires were. That's why you kept breaking him. I don't know. But yeah. I just went on this tangent because earlier I saw another ad where it showed someone who was hacking and doing IT something in the dark, like all hooded up with masks and stuff like that. It's like, man, I don't think anyone in IT, especially not if you have computers parts opened up, will do that in the dark. Because then you can't see anything. Okay, soapbox away. Sorry about that. Right, but no matter how desperate I was, I always lost focus. Or you just don't have the knowledge for it, because you're not trained in, like, whatever software and hardware system Clear was built off of. I had no energy to do anything more, and I realized that there was no hope in trying to do it on my own. But I still pulled up his heavy body and stuffed him into my closet. Dang, because, yeah, now Clear is just like a giant paperweight. Like a really giant paperweight. At the end of it all, I just laid there, looking at his body. I couldn't do anything. I began to loathe myself and spent hours just staring at his face. Man, this is kind of a bit more depressing than I thought it was. What a beautiful sleeping face, I thought. A beautiful sleeping face? Are you sure about that? Because, like, unless you did manage to fix Chloe's face somehow. It's the first time I've seen him asleep, I thought. I mean, technically he is. He was so white, I thought. I noticed all the little things about him for the first time, but he still wasn't moving. Even when I touched him, he felt the same way as before. He was colder and not as soft as a human, but he wasn't any different. None of his broken, skinless pieces had begun to deteriorate. Neither the color nor the feel of his skin had changed. Nothing did. It was because Clear was something man-made. The truth of that hit me hard, but it strengthened my conviction in the fact that Clear was like no one else. Looking back on it, I think my mental health had taken a hit. No siree! But still, or no surprise. It relieved me, knowing it really was my Clear. When I was trying to fix Clear, I made sure to act normal outside. But I'm sure some people could sense something was wrong. About a month later, I had to force Granny out of my room. She asked what I was sneaking around for, and I confessed about Clear. I thought she'd get mad, but she didn't. Instead, Instead, she suggested that I leave his repair to a researcher she knew. Yay! I wasn't willing at first because I wanted to be the one to fix him. But eventually, I left Clear to her. Which would make sense since Alba is the primary troubleshooter for Ren, so... It wasn't that I had lost motivation to do it, but I just wanted him to come back again. I don't think it's that you lost motivation, I think it's that you simply didn't have the knowledge. That a toy researcher will know. If Clear will come back, then I don't care about the rest. I gave him to Granny with that in mind. A year passed. Time passed slowly, without any word on his condition. I thought of asking Granny about him numerous times. But somehow I managed not to. Granny stopped talking to me about it, and we didn't touch on the subject for some time afterward. I went back to work and resumed the life I had before. In that time, I started to ask myself if it was ever going to happen. In that time, I started to ask myself if it was never going to happen. I tried to stop myself from thinking that, but that nagging worry persisted. If they haven't updated me at all, then it must not be going well. True. I started to give up. It was a year after I left Clear to them. Anxiously waiting for Clear to come back made the days seem endless. So, I told myself to not give up. Oh, that must be Alba's computer at work. I told myself to not give up. I'd wait as long as needed. But what if it really was no good? His smiling face, his crumbling body, kept popping into my head. It was honestly painful, agonizing. I wanted to end it all, but I also wanted to keep on waiting. With those conflicted emotions inside of me, the days went by. I felt dead that whole time, honestly. Yay!
Clear.
Unable to believe it, I call his name in a daze. My voice is hoarse. Right now, Clear is in front of me. Calling his name feels unreal. Is it really him? Is he actually here? I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
はい、青葉さん。
His nostalgic, soft voice says my name. A voice I know well. I can feel that unmistakable warmth go through my body. If this is all a dream, this is just too cruel. And the feel of his arms around me.
クリア。クリア。はい。本当に夢じゃないんだよな。夢じゃありません。戻ってきました。
Aww.
青葉さんに会いたくて我慢できなくて来ちゃいました。
His cheerful smile makes me smile too.
そっか。クリア。クリア。よかった。
Aww. As I say his name, I can feel the sting of tears in my eyes. I hold him tight.
よかった。本当に。クリア。はい。
Loosening my hold, I peer up to his face better and find him looking at me with obvious joy. Sorry, had a temporary interruption. Okay, alright. A broad smile naturally rises to my face.
青葉さん、目が赤いです。
Aww.
誰のせいだと思ってるんだよ。すみません。でも、ウサギみたいで可愛いです。
Aww.
お前な。
I say it with a smile. I thought we'd never get the chance to poke at each other this way. For a day to come where Clear and I could talk like this. I'm so glad, truly. I calm down, look into Clear's eyes, sniffle, and stroke his cheek. Aww. I noticed that the skin around his right eye, where he'd vanished, I noticed that the skin around his right eye, where he'd been damaged, is a slightly different color. But if I don't focus on it much, it won't bother me at all.
お前のこと、ばあちゃんが直してくれたのか？はい。タイさんとタイさんのお知り合いの方が直してくれました。そっか。記憶とか、そういうのは前と同じなのか？どこか変わったりとか？基本的には問題ありません。体には修復の跡が残っていますが。
Okay, so the markings from the restoration, yeah, that's what I was mentioning earlier when I said that in the text, it says that Clear has, like, the repair parts obvious, but if you look at him, do you see a single thing around his right eye? No, you don't. So the CG does not match up with the text. And it's even more obvious in the spicy scenes that I will not show.
修復中にテストを兼ねて何度か起動されたので、自分の状態については大体把握しています。
Where is Clear's power button? And his power source. I think that's something we... You know what, maybe I forgot and they mentioned it here.
そっか。
I let out a sigh.
俺、全然何も知らなくてさ。ばあちゃんにお前を預けて、それからずーっと何も話がなかったんだ。1年くらい。だから、もしかしたら、もうダメなのかなって思ってた。
タイさんはきっと確証が取れるまで明言したくなかったんだと思います。
ああ。
Knowing her, that might be true. She knew that I was extremely serious about fixing him, and didn't want to give me false hope.
タイさんたちは僕をテストして、しばらく様子を見るつもりだったんだと思いますが、さっき青葉さんの声が聞こえたんです。だから来ちゃいました。
来ちゃったって、つか声が聞こえたって。
はい、青葉さんの声が聞こえたので、タイさんたちが僕を起動するより先に目が覚めたんです。
You know, in the context of the game where this is supposed to be a romantically coded thing, I think that's fine. But in today's, that does not age well today. Because that would be a kind of terrifying thing. If you suddenly had, like, your phone just suddenly do stuff like that out of nowhere. It's giving Furby vibes. Like, Furby accidentally activates by itself vibes. That's, yeah. Cute in game, not cute in real life. I don't really get it, but he woke up by himself before Granny could and just came here.
じゃあ、ばあちゃんたちはお前が起きたことまだ知らないのか？
そうですね。知らないと思います。僕が突然いなくなってびっくりしているかもしれません。
It may come as something of a surprise? Really?
びっくりしてるかもって。
感動の再会をしているところ、横から進まない。
レンさん
Flustered, I move away from Clear and... Flustered, I move away from Clear when I hear Ren's voice from the side. Being seen hugging Clear is kind of embarrassing. Clear looks at Ren and brings his fingers to his chest, eyes gleaming.
レンさん、お久しぶりです。お元気でしたか？
Oh, this is like cute on cute.
相変わらずふわふわのモフモフですね。
God, this is like cute on cute on cute on cute on cute.
本当に久しぶりだ、クリア。無事に戻ってきてくれて何よりだ。
ええ、本当に。ところでレンさん、ちょっと触らせてもらっていいですか？
構わないが。
No.
やったー！レンさんのふわふわぶり堪能させてください。
Aww. Clear holds up Ren, ecstatic, and ruffles the fur on his belly.
ふわふわふわ。ふわふわふわ。
We haven't heard that in so long. Okay, I am just gonna clip that and repeat Clear saying Wah wah wah. Forever and ever and ever, amen. Because it's just so cute!
クリア。
ふわふわふわふわふわふわ。
Oh.
クリア。やめてくれ。クリア。
ああ。
青葉。クリアを止めてくれ。
Oh god. Oh. Please never stop, Clear. Please never stop. You're doing what every fan wants. We all want to pet Clear. Ren.
って言ってもな、クリアすっげえ嬉しそうだし。
はい。
Okay, I want to squeeze something from how cute this is. Ah!
久々の再会だし、ちょっとぐらいはいいんじゃね？
Clear happily fluffs up Ren, and with an upset look, Ren tries to wriggle out of his clutches.
こんなことをしている場合ではない。タイが帰ってきたんだ。
え？
タイさんが？
Clear stops. When I returned from work, Granny went out somewhere. And Clear came here before she was there to start him up. So Granny was going out to get him? Yep. We saw that cutscene in the main game. Ren gets up, squirms free of Clear's grip, and shakes his rumpled fur.
タイはついさっき帰ってきた。
気づかなかった。
クリアが部屋に入ってきた少し後だから気づかなかったんだろう。
Oh, I was completely... Wait. Oh, I was in a completely different world when Clear came here. I really didn't notice. Well, how could I?
クリア、行こう。ばあちゃんに会わなきゃ。
I'm sure she was confused when Clear had suddenly disappeared. Oh yeah. She could have told me the good news sooner. I would have gone into serious depression if I really thought it was hopeless. She has to know that he's here.
はい、青葉さん。
I pick up Ren and leave my room with Clear. Dude, I wonder how much it cost. Unless he did it for free. We go down to the first floor and stand in the living room. You know what? Maybe it took a year because he wasn't working on Clear every single day. Because like Alba was working on Clear every single day, but he took time off work to be able to do that. Whereas this other researcher is probably still employed doing something else. So maybe he only was able to work on Clear like once a month or once a week or something like that. Yeah, because Tyson also has a job and other life things going on. So maybe that's why. So, yeah. Alba... Yeah, he specifically took time off to do it. These two, I don't think they were taking time off, and that's probably why it took a year. We go down the first floor and stand in the living room. I can see Granny in the kitchen when I open the door a little. She seems a lot more gloomy than usual. So she's happy. Oh wait, so she's unhappy. I take a deep breath to steel my nerves and open the door wide.
ばあちゃん、おかえり。
ああ。
I think that noise is her recognizing Clear. When she turns around, her face looks as though she just had a heart attack.
おかえりなさい、タイさん。
Oh.
お前。
You almost gave her a heart attack. She isn't quite thrilled about the surprise and immediately takes to scolding him. How could he just run off? Did he know how worried she was, etc.? Clear hangs his head, but speaks with his chin up once she's finished.
タエさんに叱られるのも久しぶりですね。
I think she's only scolded Clear once. On screen. Don't know about off screen. It stuns Granny and she pouts, heaving a sigh before she speaks again.
つったってないで座りな。
As Granny retreats to the kitchen, we take our seats at the dinner table, enjoying the sweet scent that comes drifting through the air. This is the smell of those sweets I love to death. A little later, Granny puts a plate of her homemade donuts on the table with a thump. They smell so goddamn good and fresh.
食べな。
She sits at the table and sips her tea, words blunt. I start digging in, and Clear takes a single donut, cheerfully nibbling at it. Remind me, why did they make Clear be able to eat again? Because, like, where does that go? The food.
美味しいです、タエさん。
そうかい。
はい。
He smiles lightly at the donuts before turning to Granny with a bow.
ありがとうございます。本当に。
No. He's suddenly all formal, and it doesn't sound like he's just referring to the donuts. Also for repairing. I also sit up straight and bow my head down.
俺もばあちゃんありがとう。
Her dark face from before, I can tell just from her expression that she'd worked so hard to repair Clear. By choosing not to tell me anything, she must have wanted to avoid raising my expectations. While our heads are bowed down, she flares her nose with a humph.
その様子なら大丈夫そうだね。
Let's do the thing real quick.
「それにドーナツぐらいで大げさだよ。いつでも食べられるってのに。
I exchange a nod and smile with Clear, and although I know it's a terrible idea, I devour almost half of the donuts Granny made. No. There's still more. Don't worry. Once we finish eating, Clear and I head back to my room upstairs. I lower Ren onto the bed and sit down with Clear.
ああ、タエさんのドーナツ美味しかったですね。もうお腹いっぱいです。
俺もお腹いっぱいっていうよりどっちかっつと苦しいかも。
青葉さんもたくさん食べてましたもんね。
Why is Clear able to eat again? Why was that necessary? Okay, Clear grins cheerfully. Being able to see his smile again makes me so happy. Just watching his expressions puts me on cloud nine, and it's so entertaining. I thought about a lot of things when Granny had him. I realized that for the most part, I didn't know much about Clear. I knew his real personality, but not how he lived or even where he lived before we met. I didn't know a single thing.
あのさ、聞きたいことがあるんだけど、いいか？
はい、なんでしょ
Clear places his hands on his lap and firmly nods.
クリアって俺と会うまでは北地区に住んでたんだよな。
う。はい、そうです。北地区の外れにおじいさんと住んでいた家があって、青葉さんと会うまではそこで眠っていました。
眠っ ってた？
はい。おじいさんにそう言われていたので。
Grandpa. He was a researcher for Toy that ran away to the old residential district and rescued Clear, who was to be disposed of.
眠ってたってどういうことだ？
おじいさんが眠ったまま動かなくなった時、僕はそれが死なんだと理解しました。人の生から死まで一通りの基本情報は持っていますから、亡くなった人をどうするかは分かっていました。だから、僕はおじいさんを埋葬しました。おじいさんはいつも僕を連れて島の外へ出たいと言っていたので。
Oh, does Clear ever get to go off the island?
島の外にできるだけ近い方がおじいさんも喜ぶのではないかと思い、海に近い丘の上に埋葬しました。といっても、北地区の中では比較的海に近いというだけで、丘というほどの場所でもないんですが。でも、何も見えない場所よりはいいんじゃないかと思って。おじいさんの埋葬を終えてから、僕はおじいさんの言いつけに従って眠りました。
言いつけ？
はい。おじいさんは亡くなる少し前に、僕が一人になったらこの家で眠り続けるようにと何度も言っていました。おじいさんは僕が東映に回収されることだけは絶対にあってはならないと言っていました。
Yes, okay, yeah, yeah. And that's also the reason why he's was wearing the mask too, as a way to hide from Toei. Which I think was said in the main game already.
だから一人になったら誰にも見つからないようにと、それで僕に眠るように言ったんだと思います。でも僕は青葉さんの声が聞こえて目が覚めました。
No.
マスターの声がしたので来ました。
Back then, huh?
僕たちはどんな状態でもマスターの声には必ず反応します。青葉さんは正確には僕のマスターではありませんが、青葉さんの声には人を操る力があります。青葉さんは正確には僕のマスターではありませんが、青葉さんの声には人を操る力があります。東映は同等の能力を人工的に喉に取り付けていましたから、そのせいで2人の声帯の周波数が酷似していたようです。
Wait, Toei did that to his own voice? What?
僕が青葉さんのことをマスターだと誤認したのはそのためです。でも
Clear pauses and his expression softens.
壊れていると言われようとなんだろうと、僕はやっぱり青葉さんをマスターだと認識してよかったと思っています。僕は一度死にました。機械の僕が死んだという表現はおかしいんですけど、僕のすべての機能が停止したあの時、僕は本当に満足していたんです。青葉さんを守ることができたし、青葉さんが僕をスクラップしてくれたことで、僕にも心があるんだと思いました。
Well, technically, Clear's scrap was significantly different from everyone else's because everyone else's was like flashbacks or memories or like human experience things. Whereas Clear, we just saw a big landscape. Well, in the anime version, all we saw was like a big landscape with his mechanical heart, and it was like a limbo. So like, sort of. So he like I don't know if that was really using scrap, or I mean that was really using scrap, but I don't know if like there was more to clear that could be made concrete enough for a scrap invasion, so to speak.
でも
Hopefully that made sense.
今は戻ってくることができてよかったと思っています。青葉さんの喜ぶ顔が見られましたし、それに僕自身あの時に死んだからこそより人間に近づけたんじゃないかって、そんな気がするんです。
クリア。
人間の生命活動自体は死んだらそれでおしまいですから、本当はそんなのおかしいんですけどね。
Clear raises his head with a grin, looking somewhere far away.
死について僕はいろいろなことを学びました。僕はずっと人が死を恐れる理由は死んだら全て終わってしまうからだと思っていました。でもそれは間違っていました。死んでも全てが終わるわけではありません。残された人たちがいて、死んで思い出もたくさん残って、でもそれは間違っていました。死んでも全てが終わるわけではありません。
Okay, I admit I am. I had lowered down my desk, but I realized I am quite tired from today. So I think after the good ending of Reconnect, I might just end it for the stream. Because from my memory, the bad ending is like 90% H scene. 90% bad times. Quote unquote bad with quotation marks. So I think I may just skip all of the bad ending because like I'm pretty confident most of it's an H scene anyways. I think. I'm not sure. But at least with the good ending, there is like stuff before the H scene happens. And I think there's stuff that happens after the H scene too. Ooh, wait. Were there multiple H scenes? Can't remember. Okay. Alright. Yeah, okay.
残された人たちがいて、死んでしまった方にも伝えたかったことがたくさんあって、思い出もたくさん残っていて、いざ自分がそうなってみてよくわかりました。いざ自分がそうなってみてよくわかりました。僕は青葉さんにまた会えて本当に嬉しいし、もう二度と死にたくなんてありません。僕たちには基本的な感情表現のセットが初めから組み込まれていて、表面的になら人間はこういう時にこう思うという感覚を理解できます。でも僕は青葉さんとおじいさんから基本的な情報以上のものを学びました。
Is he? Okay, for a second I misread. Okay.
温かい気持ち、深い悲しみ、好きでたまらないという気持ち。
No.
だから死んでよかったとまでは言いませんけど、僕、今の僕でいることができてよかったと思います。
Saying that, Clear quietly smiles. His expression captures me. I thought this earlier, but he's just beautiful.
青葉さん
I've returned to my senses when he calls my name, and I look down to my feet with a smile, trying to hide with embarrassment.
そうだな。俺もお前が戻ってきてくれて本当に嬉しい。っていうか、お前のおじいさんに感謝したい。クリアを守ってくれてありがとうって。
青葉さん
Referring to the researcher. Oh, okay.
じゃなかったら俺とお前は会えなかったかもしれないんだから。
Okay.
お前のおじいさんに感謝したい。クリアを守ってくれてありがとうって。
はい、そうですね。
Oof, okay, I am fighting to stay awake. Okay. We may have never met. Yes, that's true. Clear nods happily, then closes his mouth as though something just occurred to him.
クリア
When I call his name, he turns to me with determined eyes.
青葉さん行ってみませんか？
行くってどこへ？
僕とおじいさんの家へ。
え？
The sudden question takes me aback.
それは
I shut up, not sure on how to answer. Of course I want to go. To the home where Clear used to live. It's a home filled with memories of him and his beloved grandpa. It's my first time ever hearing about it, and it's a special place to Clear. But should I really just waltz in? I truly am happy that he asked to take me, but just going on a whim feels sort of wrong. Clear must have noticed my hesitance and starts to look a little worried.
どうかしましたか？
いや、
僕とおじいさんの家へ行くのは嫌ですか？
そうじゃないけど。
僕が青葉さんと出会う前に過ごした場所。青葉さんと同じくらい大切なおじいさんと一緒に暮らした場所を青葉さんにも見てほしいんです。だからお願いします。一緒に来てください。
Clear hangs his head low, disappointed. Oh, why disappointed though?
やめろよそういうの。
でも
行くから。
I've already come to my decision. When he hears my answer, Clear smiles with relief. Oops.
よかったです。それじゃあ早速行きましょう。え？
Clear jumps off the bed and crouches down. And then,
さあ、青葉さん、どうぞ。
he faces his back to me and holds his arms out like he's holding something. This,
本部
はい、そうです。さあ、どうぞ。
oh, this is why Clear is able to get on roofs for random reasons.
どうしたんですか？
普通に歩いてくって選択肢はねえのかよ。
こっちの方が早いんです。何しろ屋根を渡り歩いていきますから。
は？屋根？
はい。
Oh, Clear, that's you sound like it's the most. What the fuck?
青葉さん、早く行きましょう。
え？
さあ、早く。
I have no idea what. I have no idea what went wrong. What? Oh gosh, these. Oh my god, that's four W's. Okay, I have no idea what went wrong with this guy's head. Yes. Caught up with him in the moment, I reluctantly hop onto his back.
行きますよ。だ。
うわ！
Have fun, Alba. Clear slowly stands up. Feeling unstable, I grab onto his neck in shame, in a panic.
それじゃあ、今から僕の家へ行きますね。レンさんも一緒に行きますか？
On top of Clear, I turn around to Ren sitting on the bed.
いや、俺はここで待っている。誰もいなくなったらタイが驚くだろう。
そういえばそうですね。タイさんにも挨拶をしてからの方が。
俺から伝えておこう。
すみません。ありがとうございます。レンさんは残るということでいいでしょうか、青葉さん。
Oh, okay. Alright, I really want to take him with me, but didn't Clear say that we'd be going over rooftops? I'm scared of dropping Ren somewhere along the way. With Clear and his whole proposal, I'm a little dubious, so I'm not too keen on the idea. And beyond that, it's embarrassing to be on his back. I just want this to be over with.
ねえ、悪いな。ちょっとの間、よろしく頼む。
構わない。
Ren replies to me with exhaustion in his voice, and I nod. Jumping roofs, I can't even imagine it. What is he trying to do?
それじゃあレンさん、行ってきますね。
ああ、気をつけて。
はい。
Clear adjusts me and steps out onto the veranda. It's not that big, and the hand railing is barely something one can balance on. A look out at the sprawl of the uneven rooftops in the distance.
一応聞きたいんだけど、このまま行くのか？
はい。
危なくね？
いいえ、青葉さんに屋根を渡らせる方が危険です。
だったら、普通は歩いて行こうって話になると思うんですけど。
No, no, we need to find out how Clear winds up on the roof all the time.
それだと遅くなっちゃいますので。
So jumping off the veranda is a better option? Besides, both his hands are holding me up on his back, so how is he going to get up there? Seriously, isn't this impossible? We could jump and fall and break our fucking necks or something. It happened with Clear. As the more terrible visions come to mind, Clear bends his knees a bit.
それでは行きますよ。捕まっていてくださいね、青葉さん。 せーの。うわ
Boom. Clear kicks off and launches all the way from the handrail to the next roof over. Hey, Platinum Jail. Oh, Platinum Jail is open now. Okay, nice, nice. Okay, he lands perfectly on the slope of the rooftop. Wait, is this a different Alba sprite? I don't think we saw this in the main game. Yeah, it has different like eye stress lines, stress shadows. Yeah, I think. Since when did he have this sort of hidden ability? I don't know, since you saw him fall off the roof?
ちょっと揺れると思いますから、しっかり捕まっていてください。うおー
Like jumping on rocks in a pond, he eventually takes running leaps from one roof to the next. The district's buildings are crowded close to one another, leaving the space between them extremely narrow. Of course, I've occasionally imagined jumping from the veranda onto a neighboring rooftop, but this is just...
Clear!
Oh, I realize all the swooshing noises are them jumping.
あともう少しで着きます。
Oh, your precious face, your precious face. I cling onto Clear with a vice grip, feeling as if I'll fall every time he jumps. As I watch the scenery down below in mute amazement, I take some time to enjoy this unbelievable trip. Wait. Sign read?
大変お待たせしました、青葉さん。ここが僕とおじいさんの家です。
Ah, here we are. Clear jumps down to the road by an isolated, deserted house in the corner of the northern district. Oh. It's surrounded by piles of trash and waste. It doesn't look like a place anyone would want to live in. It looks lonely and forgotten as it rots away. I stare at the building, forgetting how terrifyingly dangerous my flight had been. Dang, is that trash right next to it?
驚きましたか？とても人が住んでいるようには見えないですよね。
まあ、そうかな。
でも、だからおじいさんはここに住もうと思ったんだと思います。ここなら人に見つかる心配はほとんどありませんから。
He's right about that. Clear's grandpa, a man who couldn't bring himself to leave Clear to be disposed of. He chose this place so Toy wouldn't be able to find them. Clear sets me down and looks at the building with nostalgia. His expression is calm, and I realize that I got the wrong impression about this place. It wasn't forgotten at all. It's warm and filled with Clear and his memories with his grandpa. I see him in a different light now, thinking about it. Wait, I see it in a different light now, thinking about it.
さあ、
中へ入りましょう。
Clear walks up to the dirty, stained door and pulls it open. With a drawn-out screech, the door slowly opens. I'm surprised no retail, like house flippers or anything, that decided to, claim it. Inside is dark, and dust fills the air. However, it's not as dirty as I expected. Probably because of... With no space to leave our shoes, a nearly hall-sized space opens up before me. There's a simple bed and shelf, a table with a few chairs, and a mini kitchen. Clear makes his way to the staircase on the right-hand side.
1階がおじいさんの部屋で、僕は2階に住んでいました。
Wait, did this read? I'm struggling to stay awake.
1階がおじいさんの部屋で、僕は2階に住んでいました。
Clear goes up the stairs. After a pause, I follow him up. On the second floor is an attic-like space acting as a small room. Ooh, if anyone wants to take a look at it. Yeah, the one thing with this version of Reconnect that I have is I can't make the screen bigger on my end. Like the actual game screen, because it's quite, Yeah, so it's a bit hard to see even on my screen. That's a lot of alcohol. Or drinks or reused alcohol bottles? Not sure. On the second floor is an attic-like space acting as a small room. It's no different from the first floor other than the fact that it's in complete disorder. Firstly, the room is crowded with trinkets in every nook and cranny. Beside the bed, there is a mirror covered by a black tarp. Pale light filters through the clouded window. The room feels even smaller, with all of these little items placed closely together. When I take a careful look to see what they all are, I realize each one of them is a kind of glass bottle. Transparent blue, yellow, all sorts of colors fill the room.
久しぶりだな。
Clear murmurs softly. True, it has been a year, and then before that year, there was a month, and then before that, there was an unspecified amount of time where the main game actually happens. And then, so this has been over a year. This is a room where Clear stayed until he met me. It feels so strange moving around this room with me. I bend down before getting the crowded bottles and touch one of them.
クリア、これさ。
I raise my hand after some time without an answer and see Clear looking at the room with emotion. It's no surprise that he didn't hear me, considering how long it's been since he last lived here. Wait, so if he wasn't living here... Oh, right, it's been over a year. When he was in repairs. Not really minding it, I call out his name a little louder this time.
クリア。
はい。
He turns to me.
すげえ瓶の数だけど、これ全部お前が集めたのか？
There are a lot of battles. Did you collect all of them yourself?
集めたというより、いつの間にか集まっていたという方が正しいです。僕、キラキラ光るものが放っておけなくて、つい拾ってきてしまうんです。
好きなのか？
どうなんでしょう。好きというより、見ているとなんだか切ない気持ちになってしまって。
Oof. Okay. Alright. Maybe. It's more like I can't resist looking at them.
切ないか。でも、光るものを集めるなんて、カラスみたいだな。
Oh, that's cute.
カラスって光るものを集めるんですか？
I don't know if that is actually true. But people have crow exchanges for a reason.
ああ、光るものを巣に持ち帰る性質があるらしい。
僕と同じですね。僕はあんな風に自由ではありませんけど。
Clear chuckles lightly. Okay, that's time.
でもお前、すごい足してるよな。屋根から屋根へ飛び移るとか。
Oof.
ええ、僕たちは戦闘にも対応していますから。普段は普通の人間として振る舞うように設定されているので使わないだけで。
Oh, okay, so they were intended for combat, not just blending. The fight with the Alpha at Oval Tower comes to mind.
そういや、おじいさんってどんな人だったんだ？
あります。
I think I...
そういや、おじいさんってどんな人だったんだ？写真とかないのか？
あります。
Clear inspects the room and brings his hand down to the crowd of bottles on the floor. He picks up something first. It looks like a picture frame. Oh wait, he picks up something flat. It looks like a picture frame. He blows off the thinly accumulated dust, wipes the surface with his coat sleeve, and hands it to me. Inside the frame is an old tattered photo. Oh. The picture shows The picture shows somewhat of a younger man. His eyes squint back at me with furrowed eyebrows set above them, and he sits with a bit of a hunched back.
優しそうな人だな。
その写真は僕と会うより15年くらい前の写真だと言っていました。
写真は他にはないのか？
はい、それ1枚だけです。
そっか。それじゃ、これは宝物だな。
宝物。
He repeats the word, a smile tugging at his lips.
確かにそうですね。その写真もキラキラしたガラスの中に入っていますから。キラキラしたおじいさんの宝物です。
Oh, so precious. Okay, all right. There's the line where they talk about. I want to get to that line. So I believe that happens before the H scene starts.
ああ。
Feeling uplifted from Clear's tone of utter happiness, I gaze at the man in the photo. So this is Clear's grandpa. Even though he was just a man who picked up Clear before he was scrapped. He saved him. How did it feel as he passed his days quietly along with Clear? Why did he name him Clear? The questions float around in my head.
クリアって名前、おじいさんがつけてくれたんだろう？クリアって名前、おじいさんがつけてくれたんだろ
う？はい、もともと僕たちに名前はありませんから。
どうしてクリアってつけたんだろうな。
I mean, technically, the alphas were also called that, but again, that was after Clear had already left. Or Clear and his grandpa had already left.
そうですね。
They probably were not up to date with the software or anything like that. Just ends with I wonder. Okay. Clear brings his hand to his chin and tips his head.
この家で暮らし始めた頃、僕はクラゲに似ているとおじいさんが言ったんです。
クラゲに？
はい。その後も何度か言われました。クラゲって透き通ってふわふわしていて水流に漂っていますよね。これは僕の推測ですが、おじいさんは僕が誰にも知られない存在であるように透き通って誰の目にも見つからないようにと、そういう意味で僕の名前をクリアと名付けたんじゃないかと思います。
そっか。
With that answer, I can't help but think it's something else. Did not want anyone to find him, but hearing Clear's take on it, it seems like he and Clear had a good relationship. He was very cautious when it came to making sure Toei didn't find them. However, I still think that was when he was with Clear. It was tranquil and quiet. So to him, Clear was the one genuine person he could talk with. Wouldn't that be why he named him Clear? That's what I think anyway.
あ、そうだ。
Clear suddenly remembers something and rummages through his pockets, pulling out an umbrella. It's that plastic umbrella that I saw his pull out? Wait. It's that plastic umbrella that I saw him pull out of those Mary Poppin pockets some time ago. I mean, Jesus Christ, where are those pockets?
僕、ビニール傘も好きなんです。ビニール傘ってなんだかクラゲに似てませんか？
Oh, that's so cute. That is so cute.
まあ、 似てないこともないかな。
ということは、おじいさんが僕に似ていると言っていたクラゲにも似ているってことですよね。ということは、おじいさんが僕に似ていると言っていたクラゲにも似ているってことですよね。だから好きなんだと思います。
そっか。クリアがキラキラしたものを好きな理由っておじいさんが関係してるんだな。
確かにそうかもしれません。透き通ったものって光を反射して光りますよね。
Okay. I feel like I skipped.
だから好きなんだと思います。
そっか。クリアがキラキラしたものを好きな理由っておじいさんが関係してるんだな。
確かにそうかもしれません。透き通ったものって光を反射して光りますよね。だから正確にはキラキラしたものじゃなくて、クラゲを連想させる透き通ったものが好きなんだと思います。
Okay.
だから正確にはキラキラしたものじゃなくて、クラゲを連想させる透き通ったものが好きなんだと思います。
Clear stuffs the umbrella back into his pocket and nods with satisfaction. I lean over to the small bottles lined along the wall, grabbing one that shines with blue and yellow light. Ooh. I put it up to my eyes and peer through the glass, which warps Clear's face as he looks back at me.
お前、さっきさ、クリアは誰にも見つからないようにつけられた名前だって言ってたけど、 俺は透き通ったガラスに似てるって意味だと思うよ。
透き通ったガラス？どういう意味ですか？
There's confusion on his face. Oof. I put the bottle back in this place and walk up to Clear. I take his cheeks with both hands, feeling his body stiffen. Spears about his face still linger, it seems. I look right into his worrying eyes.
お前の心みたいだってこと。
心。
I think
お前、
the metaphor.
いつも真剣で一生懸命でさ。
Aww. I think the H scene
誰
is
かを
coming
思
soon.
う気持ちが強さになるって。俺こそお前に教えられた気がする。
青葉さん。
His real master is Toei, but he chose me, even if it was a painful decision. He still chose me in the end, struggled through it, and then came back.
お前が戻ってくることができたのは、やっぱり心があるからだと思う。
No. Clear takes a small gulp and looks down.
それはタエさんとそのお知り合いの方のおかげです。
Yes.
もちろんそれもあるけど。
I bring my fingertips to Clear's chest, where a heartbeat would be.
戻ってきたいっていうお前の強い思いがそれを実現させたんだ。それができるのは心を持つお前だけだ。
No.
アルファたちにはできない。きっとおじいさんがお前にそのきっかけを与えてくれたんだな。
As those modest days with his grandpa went by, his heart began to slowly grow. It made the clear that stands here today. That's why he's so different from an alpha. So that's why I have to thank him. Clear's voice carries something of a peaceful tone, and he places his hand over mine with a smile.
はい。おじいさんは僕にいろいろなことを教えてくれました。でも、僕にはい。おじいさんは僕にいろいろなことを教えてくれました。でも、おじいさんだけじゃありません。と心を与えてくれたのは、青葉さんです。
Aww.
青葉さんがいたから、僕は戻ってきたいと思ったし、本当に戻ってくることができたんです。じゃなきゃ、僕が戻ってくる意味なんてありませんし、そう思うこともありませんでした。僕は機械で、ものなんですから。
そんな言い方するなよ。
I mean, that is true.
悪い意味で言ってるんじゃないんです。
Oh, okay. Clear moves his hand away and stands before the black tarp. A thick blanket of dust coats it. Okay, that's the mirror.
僕が自分の顔を見ないようにとおじいさんがかけたものです。おじいさんは僕の顔は人と違うから決して他人に見せてはいけないと言っていました。僕が自分の顔を見ることも禁じて、この鏡にもこうして布をかけました。
Oh, that's so that you couldn't recognize the alphas either?
でも、おじいさんはこの鏡を捨てることはしませんでした。どうしてなのかと聞いたら、こう言っていたんです。希望まで捨ててはいけないって。おじいさんはきっと、僕が顔を隠さずに済む日が来るようにと、そう願ってくれていたんだと思います。
Clear closes his mouth and looks down. A few seconds later, he raises his head once more.
青葉さん、 今日青葉さんにここへ来てもらったのはこのためなんです。
Okay, so I think. Okay, so I think. Oh, you know what? I think Clear had two H scenes as well. One that was in front of the mirror, and one that was on the bed.
このため？
僕は今からこの布を外します。その時に青葉、僕の顔がどこもおかしくないってことを教えてくれた青葉さんに。
I'm going to take this tarp off. I wanted you to be here with me for it. Clear speaks with conviction, bringing his hand to the tarp. From where I'm standing, I can only see Clear's back, but I can tell what sort of face he's making from the atmosphere alone. It's a mirror that was always sealed away. But it was still his grandpa's wish. Clear's hesitation about showing his face hasn't gone away just yet. But regardless, he's overcoming his anxiety in order to fulfill his grandpa's wish. So he can realize the true meaning behind what he did.
布外しますね。
あ。
Clear nods, prepared. His fingers grip the black tarp. And then, in that instant, is flung aside, sending dust in all directions. I cough into my sleeve, unable to see a thing through the haze. I mean that makes sense if you do that. Clear doesn't have to breathe, but Alba does.
うわ、すごい埃。
Oh, I guess he does. Clear fans away the dusty air while clearing his throat, the mirror slowly shifting into view. He stands before it for a few moments. The mirror is old, dust clinging to the glass, but it's still very beautiful in its own way. Okay, I think the H scene is going to start pretty soon. Wait, whoops. The mirror is old, dust clinging to the glass, but it's still very beautiful in its own way. His reflection looks back at him. Without any visible trace of surprise or even a grin, he looks deeply into the mirror. However, he doesn't look scared at all. Because, I think he does know that he looks like the alphas. He watches himself with a firm resolve.
僕の顔、本当にアルファと同じだ。
Oh, never mind. Never mind. His tone is even, composed. I stand behind him and watch his reflection in the glass. The first time he's ever seen his own face. What's going through his mind right now? I wonder how he feels about it. Instead of asking, I take him into my arms. Aww. Clear meets my eyes in the mirror and puts his hand over mine. Aww.
僕は一度死んだけど、こうして戻ってくることができました。
This is also one of my more enjoyed CGs. It's so simple, but it's so pretty.
なぜなら、それは僕が機械だからです。青葉さんは僕に心があるから戻ってくることができたんだと言ってくれましたけど、でもやっぱり僕はずっと青葉さんと一緒にいることはできません。僕が機械である限り、別れは必ずやってきてしまうんです。おじいさんが永遠の眠りについたように。
Okay, here it is.
青葉さんが眠りについても、僕が本当の意味で眠りにつくことはない。
I knew how painful that was for Clear to admit. I thought of the exact same thing during his absence. Clear doesn't age, but I will gradually grow. Clear doesn't age, but I will gradually grow old as a human. So it's obvious that I'll be the one to go before Clear. I can't escape from that one fact. Thinking about it is sad and moreover terrifying. I don't want to die and leave him alone. Alright, okay. Oops, sorry. Also dealing with a real thing real quick. Okay, I don't want to die and leave him alone. But he can never become human, and I can't become a but he can never become a human, and I can't become a machine. Neither of us wanted that for the other in the first place. So there's nothing we can do about it. All we can do is run and hide from the grief. But I can't do that. Clear came back after all this time. Clear came back after all this time. All I want is to be with him. I won't think beyond that. I don't want to. I gather up what strength I can and hold him tighter in my arms.
青葉さんが眠るときに僕も壊れる仕様にしてもらおうかとかいろいろ考えたんですけど、今日青葉さんに触れたら何も考えられなくなってしまいました。今はそんなことはどうでもいい。1分でも1秒でも長く青葉さんと一緒にいたい。今この時を大事にしたいってそう思って。せっかくまた会えたんですから。
Clear's voice suddenly cuts off, and he grips my hand firmly. I can feel his body trembling faintly in my arms.
青葉さん、会いたかった。また会えてよかったです。本当に。会いたかったんです。青葉さん。
Damn.
青葉さんが好きです。
Clear's gloved fingers squeeze my arm.
クリア。
A sense of love wells up inside of me from the sound of Clear's soft, shaky voice. I take Clear by the shoulders and turn him toward me, then sit him down on the bed. then sit him down on the bed. I take a seat beside him and touch his cheek. I brush his trembling, pale lips, and lightly set my lips on his. No. Okay. Do I need to... Okay, I think this is about to lead into the H scene. And give him a fleeting chaste kiss. He slowly exhales. His eyebrows hint that he's about to cry, and his clear eyes look right into mine. Closes his eyes, swallows deeply, and then places my hand on his chest. Okay, I think...
今ここに確かに心があります。実際にどうなのかという話ではなく、ここにあるんだと感じます。ここは青葉さんのことを思うたびに嬉しくなったり、切なくなったり、痛くなったりするんです。
My palm starts to turn sweaty, and I slowly shut my eyes. When I open them again, I lead my other hand to the right side of Clear's head, where he plunged the knife to destroy the key lock to fight against his brothers.
あの時言いたかっただろう。ごめんな。
大丈夫です。青葉さんを守ることができましたから。
でも苦しかっただろう。
いいえ、青葉さんを守れなかった場合を考えたら、あのくらいは大したことじゃありません。東映に逆らうことも、アルファたちと戦うことも怖くありませんでした。
I think I might have. Unable to bear it any longer, I kiss his right eyelid. I leave another kiss at his right ear and bring his face closer to me. I can feel his hot breath on my collarbone. Okay, I'm pretty... Okay, I think once a choice to either go to the mirror or go to the bed.
青葉さん。
Because I'm also trying to see if the discussion about Clear's parts breaking apart before or after the H scenes. I'm beginning to suspect they might come after the H scene.
今こんなことを言うのはとても
Clear struggles.
分かっているのですが。
I think that was that line.
今こんなことを言うのはとても身勝手だと分かっているのですが。
Clear struggles to find his words and fidgets in my arms. His arms hold me a little closer.
僕、青葉さんに会えたのが本当に嬉しくて、つまりはっきり言います。僕、青葉さんが欲しいです。
Okay, you know what? I think this goes straight into the H scenes. I don't think there's going to be any more lore. Is there any more lore discussion? Hang on.
もう一度。
Okay, yeah, I think now it's just going to go straight into the H scene and not into any more lore discussion. Okay, cool. So, this was so far of what I think this stuff is like stuff that are not gonna, like, there's nothing spicy, so this is what I think is okay enough to share so that I don't get the spice gods of hate, so to speak. And yeah, I'm pretty sure after that it's gonna be the H scene, and then after that, at some point, I think, unless they talk about it in the other bad ending, yeah, at some point I'm pretty sure, unless it was in the audio drama, because there's also an audio drama, drama CD. So maybe it was in the drama CD where they talk about Clear's parts breaking down early. Yeah, it might have been in the drama CD then, in that case. Although, if anyone happens to know if it was in the drama CD or if it was in Reconnect after the H scene, where Clear talks about his parts possibly breaking earlier than they would expect, then that would be interesting. Feel free to leave it in the comments if you happen to know. But yeah, so I think this concludes our Dramatical Murder run. Let me go to the home screen. I think this will go back to the home screen. Okay, yep, there we go. Okay. Cool. I'm just gonna make it a little big. Okay. Audio okay, hopefully? Hello, test audio. Okay, cool. All right, so I wanted to thank anyone who was either watching it in real time or watching these VODs later on of me replaying Dramatical Murder, especially once we get into Clear's route. So yeah, it has been a wild ride replaying it, and for anyone who is either also playing it and has been enjoying listening to it, I hope this has been, good background noise if you were listening to this while you're doing your chores. Or if this is your first time seeing Clear's route and you didn't mind getting all the spoilers about everything, because, I don't know, maybe you don't have a PC like I did, or for various reasons, I won't ask why. But yeah, I hope this was a good, insight of, I guess, I hope this was enjoyable in some way, including some of, the random trivia that I was able to recall off memory, and also possibly showing at least part of the good ending for Reconnect was hopefully kind of cool, because the other characters also have different things, and it would be very cool, if one day Dramatical Necropolis Kyrell decided to release an English version. However, admittedly, this is 90% spice. So, I can understand why they wouldn't. But Mink, Kojaku, Clear, Alba's backstory, we meet his parents. Virus and Trip, we get their backstory. And yeah, and the card game, the one piece of actual Dramatical Murder, gameplay that actually exists. So yeah, this would be a good thing to translate one day, license legally, or it is very well popular enough already, and if you can't play it, I don't think it's a necessary game, because again, trigger warnings. You saw some of it already. So if the trigger warnings are not for you, don't play it. But there is technically the anime. There's also the manga and the webtoon and the audio dramas. So even if the game you can't play for whatever reason because you can't stand it, wouldn't hurt to check out some of the supplementary material. I believe the webtoon is translated. The manga is not translated. Licensed. I think the webtoon is translated. Yes, for anyone who doesn't know, Dramatical Murder has a webtoon that started 2 years ago? A year ago? Either a year ago or 2 years ago. I forgot exactly which one. I think, I'm not sure it's translated, but I think it is, since it's online, whereas the manga is not. And yeah, so, you know, and there's also the anime that is dubbed. The dubbed is a choice. The dub of Dramatical Murder is a choice, I would say. But it, like, technically, it's not that terrible. Like, it has a visual novel flaw where it has to combine all 5 routes, and therefore just makes things kind of a mess that way. But it's not the worst in the world. Like, there's way worse ones out there. So, like, yeah, so, like, technically it's not the worst. So, like, and I think when I watched it, I was like, you know what? This is not a bad adaptation. Like, they did what they could. Like, they tried their best. So if you want to get the Dramatical Murder story that way, you can. Oh, there is one other way to be able to do it. Dramatical Murder Recode is now on the Switch. So if you have a Switch, I believe you can play Dramatical Murder Recode, and that is a fully censored version. So I think there's nothing spicy in there. So that one is a fully family-friendly version that you can play, technically, if you want to. So yeah. I think that's all I wanted to say. Okay, so I will finally stop yapping. And yeah, so thanks so much for watching. And I will see you guys on Sunday. I'm coming back with Stray in the daytime, and then I also am cooking up some very fun ideas in the future, and I have some very fun videos. I have a very, well, not fun video, a very good video, a video that I'm pretty proud about, that is coming out pretty soon in a couple weeks. Hopefully, nothing goes wrong with it, but it should come out pretty soon. Please look out for it there. And yeah, I'll be doing Stray, and then I have some fun live streams ideas coming up because I got a capture card that works, and that means I can do consoles better now. So on Sunday, you will see that my Stray live stream looks not necessarily better, but it looks more form-fitting. So yeah, finally excited for that. So thanks so much for watching, or listening, however you found your way here. And have a good night, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're in the world, and bye!